anyone says that I smell like ass, then that would be interesting as well, I guess. Not fun, but interesting. Hi guys, welcome to Rotten Rebel. Today I have Sandra with me and we are going to try out a few samples from Franceska Bianchi. So the story behind these samples is that I went through a phase during my fragrance journey where I tried to find that scent of sex, whatever that is. So during that journey I stumbled across Franceska Bianchi, and her stories behind each of these perfumes are quite sensual or sexy, and that's sort of why I got them. So fast forward to today and we are going to try them out and see which ones are sexy, if any of them are sexy, if they are as sensual as her descriptions are, and all that stuff. Before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe and that you like this video. So the first one out is Sex and the Sea. So there's a story behind this perfume and you are going to let us know what it is.
Yes, and this is from her website. So Sex and the Sea. This perfume represents the memory of a sensual encounter at the seaside. Far from being a fresh, ozonic, harmless perfume, it is a passionate and wild concoction of overheated skin, coconut sun lotion, saltiness of the sea and the sand, suggesting the atmosphere of a voluptuous rendezvous behind the dunes.
Okay, so basically the way I interpret that is basically sex on the beach.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. Let's try it out. How do you feel about it?
The opening is really not normal, not like anything I smelled before.
Yeah.
It's not flowery or fruity or so.
Yeah.
Maybe salty.
Yeah, this is a really, I mean, this is really unique. This is really unique in the sense that my nose is not used to these notes in the way they are in this perfume.
No.
So I mean, what are the notes, by the way?
The notes are mimosa, pineapple, coconut, immortelle, rose, iris, sandalwood, myrrh, labdanum, benzoin, ambergris, civet, and vanilla.
So I mean, quite a few of those are normal notes, but this doesn't really smell like a normal kind of perfume. And I'm all for really wild and crazy perfumes, but I just don't get this one. And I'm not sure this smells like sex on the beach. What do you think?
I think it does smell like skin. And probably that is the cocoa, like cocoa sun lotion. And maybe that's why I think of skin. I think I can feel vanilla.
Okay.
But no, it doesn't smell like sex.
I can barely get the coconut. I don't think it's that. I mean, this doesn't smell like sun lotion. If I would buy a coconut sun lotion, it doesn't smell like this. I could barely recognize those notes that you read out.
No.
This is really not my kind of perfume. It's really special, and I do think that I know quite well what other people enjoy in perfumes, because I usually get a lot of compliments and people usually take my recommendations and are really happy when they act on my recommendations. So I think that this is, I would probably not get any good reactions from this one.
No.
I think the majority of people, when they smell this, would think that it smells weird or bad. Yeah. So yeah, if we are going to give Sex and the Sea a rating, what are you going to give it?
Maybe a 4, because it's not a bad perfume. It's just not a perfume I like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'm surprised that you gave it a 4. I almost expected you to go lower. But yeah, I don't like this. That means it's not gonna get a high rating. And I also think that the percentage of those around me that would enjoy this is so low that I don't see any reason for a purchase. So yeah, I'm gonna give it like a 1 or 2. It's not the worst perfume that I tried, but it's simply not up my alley, and I don't think anyone around me would enjoy it either. So yeah, I'm gonna give it like a 1 or 2.
Okay.
So let's move on to the next one. Next up is Sex and the Sea Neroli. So I expect this to be maybe like the other one, but with Neroli.
Yes.
Yeah, so why don't you read the story behind this one?
Yes, the story behind this one is beautiful memories of a fresh breeze at the seaside while flirting on the salty sand are conjured in this narcotic, almost hypnotic potion. Mm-hmm. This is a unique, intriguing concoction of sparkling neroli, creamy coconut on warm, embracing, and ambery dry down with animalic facets.
Okay. Interesting description.
Yeah.
And I do think that this is better than the Sex and the Sea one.
Yeah, I can agree. And I think what I think is different from the other is that I can actually feel the neroli.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. A little bit better, but
does it smell like sex?
I think yeah. I mean, if Sex and the Sea, if that would have smelled like sex, then I would have recognized the scent. Let's just put it that way. And I feel the same way about this. This doesn't smell like sex with neroli. It doesn't feel like I would have sex and then grab a bottle of neroli perfume and spray it on me. This smells like a funky, I don't know what it is. I don't think this is.
Can nerolis grow on the sea by the seaside?
I don't know.
So this is Sex and the Sea, and maybe there were nerolis growing nearby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it still doesn't smell like sex though, but and I mean, regardless if it smells like sex or not, the way she described the other one with warm skin and stuff, yeah. I didn't even get that. And warm skin actually smells quite sexy, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel the same way about this as the other one. It's still better, but it's not good. I don't think I would buy it, or I know I won't buy it. And I don't think a lot of people around me would enjoy it either, but it's still better than the other one, so I'm gonna give it a 2. What are you gonna give it?
So just to make things clear, this is better than the other one, like you said about 4 times.
And you gave that one a 4.
Yes.
And this one is better, so...
But I can't give this one a 5, so this is a 4 as well.
Okay. Yeah,
and still it's not a perfume I really like or should buy, but it's not a bad perfume.
Okay.
So it's just a question of taste.
Okay. Yeah, so that was Sex and the Sea Neroli. Next up is Under My Skin. And you are going to tell us what the story behind this perfume is.
Yes, I am. Mysterious and seductive, soft and carnal at the same time. Under My Skin is my interpretation of the animalic theme. Softened by precious iris butter, this emotional fragrance is human and intimate, as if it emanates from your own skin.
Wow. Okay, I love the description.
Yeah. She's a poet.
And now we're talking. This is much better than the previous ones. What are the notes, by the way?
Yes, the notes are grapefruit, lavender, black pepper, spices, Bulgarian rose, carnation, iris butter, musk, castoreum, ambergris, leather cord, costus, tonka bean, Tulu balsam, Peru balsam, sandal, Mysore, vanilla, and tree musk.
Okay, wow. Okay,
That's
so
a lot of notes.
yeah. Yeah, so a bit of animalics in this one, but otherwise the notes aren't too funky or weird in any way. And this is I'm a bit torn. I don't think it's the best
No?
ever, but it's much better than the previous ones.
Yeah, and I like it more, I think, because it's spicy, and I often tend to like spicy perfumes. And I can feel that this is spicy, like cardamom or cinnamon. So yeah, it's better. I agree.
So do you think that it smells like something that would emancipate from someone's skin, or
No,
no?
no,
Okay,
unless you're a cinnamon stick.
oh wow, okay. So I think I know how to describe how I feel about Under My Skin. I don't think this is the best perfume I've ever smelled, but it is different, and I kinda love or like or gravitate towards different kinds of scents. And I think I might actually buy this because I'm curious on how people would react to it. And yeah, I don't feel that it's a bad one. It's quite good.
Yeah.
But it's not just, my perfect rebel kind of perfume. But I'm really curious if I would buy a perfume that's called Under My Skin that smells. It doesn't smell too mainstream, but it doesn't smell like the other ones we tried either.
So you have to buy it. I'm really curious as well.
Yeah, so
As an experiment.
yeah, so I think I'm gonna buy this one and try it and see how people react. Hopefully they are going to go crazy and just love it on me. But we'll have to see, and I'm gonna make a review about that later on.
And you, of course, you will have to ask people what they think you smell like.
Yeah.
And if anyone says that you smell like sex,
Wow.
that
yeah.
will be interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. And if anyone says that I smell like ass, then that would be interesting as well, I guess. Not fun, but interesting.
Both
But,
fun and interesting.
This is actually, like you said, it's sort of a warm and spicy, a bit, not too sweet, but a bit sweet. It does have those animalics. So yeah, I mean, this could actually work as like a cozy perfume as well.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it like a, as it is now, like a 6
Wow.
or 6.5, something
Okay.
like that.
It doesn't really do it for me. So it is better than the other ones, but I am just going to give it a 5.
Okay.
Yeah, a 5.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so that was Under My Skin from Franceska Bianchi. Let's move on to the next one. So next up is Angel's Dust. And I'm really curious on what the story is behind this perfume.
Yes. In a dusty boudoir of bygone times, a mistress is putting on lipstick while waiting for her lover to arrive. Face powder is floating in the air, mixed with the smell of roses and the woody effusion of the boiserie. The innocence of powdery musks blends with the decadence of sensual balsamic notes.
Okay, interesting. I like it. Okay, do you have the notes for that one?
Yes. So the notes are black pepper, mimosa, rose, iris, musk, sandalwood, Tolu balsam, benjoin, and vanilla.
Okay, cool. Yeah, nothing too sort of outlandish about the notes, but I can't really. I'm not sure if it's the mimosa that sort of creates something that I can't put my finger on it, and I believe it was mimosa in one of the Sex and the Seas as well.
Yes, there was. And I do get the balsamic notes. I don't actually know what balsamic notes really are, but
and
I
you
think
still
it's
get
the
them.
balsamics I
That's
pick up.
weird. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's more like a skin lotion, I think, than a perfume.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. It could actually be like some sort of a skin lotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is tough one. I think I don't think it's bad.
No.
It's interesting. It's definitely different. Am I going to buy this one? No. Do I think other people would enjoy this on me? Maybe 2 out of 10 would show some slight appreciation of it. But yeah, so not my cup of tea really.
No.
Or cup of perfume. What do you think?
And not mine either.
So, what are you gonna give it from 1 to 10?
I am going to give it like a 4.
Ah, okay.
Like the other ones. It's not worse than the first 2, but it's not better. And they got a 4, so I
Yeah.
need to stick with my ratings.
I'm gonna give it like a 3. It's not as bad as the Sex and the Sea ones, but it's not as good as the Under My Skin one. So yeah, this gets a 3 from me, and that was Angel's Dust. Next up is Lost in Heaven, and you are going to share the story behind this and a lot more. So yeah.
Yes. The double nature of any human being, longing to perfection, innocence, and absence of mistake, to a place uncontaminated by sin from one side, and the inevitable fallibility and impossibility of amending mistakes. The combination of white florals and animalic facets represents this dichotomy as an invitation to accept both idealism and imperfection as a very specific human feature. And this is supposed to be a sweet, spicy, animalic, floral perfume, and the mood for it is supposed to be comforting, sensual, and disobedient.
I like that. So let's find out how disobedient this perfume is. And I'm gonna say this it reminds me of something I smelled from Lush actually.
Okay.
It smells a lot better than the first 3, I believe.
Oh, this is not something I like.
Oh wow.
It has something that is very, very strong in it. And I think it's some animalic
Okay.
scent that I'm picking up.
So this was supposed to be animalic and
Spicy,
floral,
sweet,
right?
and floral.
Yeah, so I definitely pick up the spices. It's loaded with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely animalics as well. I'm not sure what the florals are, but yeah, I think it's not bad. I know probably out of these 5, this is the one I actually think that most people are going to enjoy.
Okay.
But I could be wrong, simply because of the floral aspect. And it's not, I don't think it's, I mean, you reacted quite negative.
Yeah.
But I don't think that this is repulsive in the same way as the other ones were. So yeah, it's not a favorite of mine. I'm gonna give it like a 3. I don't enjoy it that much. It's not horrendous. Some people might actually enjoy this. I don't think they are many, but some might. So yeah, that's the rating it gets from me. What do you think about it?
I really don't like it. So this is like a 2 or a 3.
Whoa,
Yeah.
so this is,
Yeah,
this
I
ranks lower than
And I-
Sex and the Sea.
Yes, and I'm guessing this has a lot of patchouli in it because I get that, old kind of perfume feeling about it.
Okay.
And I don't like it.
Okay. Yeah, so that was interesting. I was actually surprised because even though you have widened your horizons the last year when it comes to perfumes, perfumes that she disliked in the beginning, she ended up loving. I saw the same thing with me during my fragrance journey. That in the beginning I sort of disliked some notes. Some perfumes smelled horrendous to me, but I ended up loving them further down my fragrance journey. But I'm quite surprised though, even though I know you have grown, I'm quite surprised that you gave Sex and the Sea so high. Because even I have been exposed to a lot of niche perfumes, felt that they were just bad. But yeah, that's the fun thing.
Something about them. I think it was the coconut, the saltiness. You didn't feel the coconut, but I felt the coconut, the saltiness, and the third thing that it contained.
Mimosa? No, I don't know.
No.
But anyway, so to sum this up, I don't think I was really looking for something that would smell really sensual, maybe something that would smell dirty, sexy, or you know, maybe just smell like sex. I don't think I found that in these perfumes. No. It feels like the only thing I found was some pretty bad and funky smells.
But you are planning to buy one of them?
Yeah, I am going to buy Under My Skin because I'm really like a human experiment to see how do other people react to it. I think that's going to be fun. Yeah. And I don't think that it was a bad perfume. No. But do you think that's like an accurate summary of our experience with these perfumes?
Yes, I think so. I won't buy any of them, but as you said, sometimes a perfume can grow on you. So who knows? In a year, maybe I will have that patchouli scent on me.
Maybe, but I highly doubt it. Actually,
Yeah,
I don't think
me
you
too.
and I. But also, as a sort of a last note, I don't think that these are perfumes that most people will like on you. So please do consider that if you are looking to buy Franceska Bianchi perfumes. They are quite niche, and you really sort of have got to appreciate those weird kind of perfumes that don't really smell like other perfumes.
Yeah, but one thing I really like about the brand is the stories.
Yeah,
so the stories I read to you was just a piece of a full story about every perfume that is much longer than I read. And I really wish that more perfumes were made like this.
Yeah,
and had a story behind and what the what do you say? The one who makes the perfumes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I think the stories were really good. And in the end, you got to remember that those who create perfumes are artists. Yeah. And they sort of, so she wrote these stories, and she felt that they represented the scent. And I respect that. I just wish that the way I interpret the smell would actually be the same. Yeah. And as beautiful as the stories.
So the stories were better than the fragrances.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it for this quick review of these 5 perfumes from Franceska Bianchi. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, then make sure you like this video, and don't forget to subscribe to me, and make sure you check out Sandra's channel as well and subscribe to her, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.